Hello, this is Curtis once again. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Informed Tourist AI. Ready to dive deep into this video? We're about to take a bite out of the Big Apple, but not the kind you're used to seeing on those cheesy tourism ads. What if I told you there's a hidden side to this that you probably never knew? Stick around to find out what it is. We're talking about the underbelly, the parts they don't put on postcards. The top 10 worst areas in New York City. Stay until the end to discover the one place that's even worse than Times Square on New Year's Eve. It'll blow your mind. Please subscribe to Informed Tourist AI. Now on with the video. Alright, first up we're heading to the Bronx, but not the zoo kind. We're talking Hunts Point, a place that's as gritty as it gets. Famous for its meat markets. And no, we're not talking about Tinder matches. This is where the city's carnivores get their fix. Think more blood, guts, and the smell of fear. I mean fresh meat. It's a place where the hustle never stops and the butchers are always at work. Hunts Point has a reputation for industrial vibes by day. Think more Mad Max, less Manhattan. The landscape is dotted with abandoned buildings and factories. And by night, let's just say you wouldn't catch me there after dark for all the cronuts in Christendom. The streets empty out, and it feels like a scene from a thriller movie. The smell alone might send you packing. It's a mix of industrial fumes and who knows what else. I'm talking about a symphony of smells that would make a garbage disposal puke. The streets are often littered with trash, adding to the overall gritty atmosphere. We're talking blood, sweat, who knows what else. The workers here are tough, and they have to be given the environment. It's the kind of place that makes you want to hold your breath and walk fast. The neighborhood has seen better days, and it shows. Pro tip: if your GPS suggests a detour here, maybe question your life choices. It's not exactly the scenic route. Seriously, it's like your phone's trying to tell you turn back. While you still can, it's a warning you might want to heed. But hey, if you're into that post-apocalyptic aesthetic, Hunts Point has got your number. The urban decay here is almost artistic in its own way. Just don't say I didn't warn you. It's a place that demands caution. And for heaven's sake, pack a gas mask. You'll thank me later. Next, we're hopping boroughs to Brooklyn, but we're not hitting up the hipster coffee shops or vintage stores. Oh no, we're going deep into the heart of Brownsville. Now, I'm not one to sugarcoat things, so let me be straight. Brownsville is a place where you don't just double-check your surroundings, you triple-check them, and then you walk a little faster. Despite efforts to revitalize, this area still holds onto its gritty reputation. Think of it as Brooklyn's way of saying, not today, gentrification. It's got that you're not from around here, are you? Vibe going on strong. Trust me, you'll feel it the second you step off the train. It's like the concrete itself is watching you. Fun fact, did you know? Brownsville was once nicknamed Murderville. Not exactly a name to brag about. But hey, every city's got its rough edges, right? Just maybe keep your phone tucked away and your head on a swivel if you find yourself wandering these streets. From one borough to another, we're back in the Bronx, baby. This time it's Port Morris. Now picture this, a neighborhood where warehouses outnumber people, and the few people you see seem very interested in your business. That's Port Morris in a nutshell. It's the kind of place where even pigeons look at you sideways. Like, you sure you meant to fly here, buddy? It's got a certain charm if you like urban decay and ominous vibes. Think abandoned factories, graffiti-covered walls, that kind of post-industrial wasteland vibe, you know, if you're into that sort of thing. But hey, at least the graffiti's nice. Seriously, some of the street art here is actually pretty impressive. It's like the artists are trying to make up for the lack of, well, everything else. But yeah, if you're looking for a place to score a decent cup of coffee or find a decent slice of pizza, you're better off somewhere else. Chapter 4, East Harlem. From mobster hangouts to, well, you'll see. Alright, let's head back uptown to Manhattan, but don't get too excited about those fancy high-rises just yet. We're diving into a neighborhood that's got a lot more grit and character. We're stopping off in East Harlem, also known as Spanish Harlem or El Barrio. This area is a vibrant tapestry of cultures and histories. Now, East Harlem has a rich history. It's a place where the past and present collide in fascinating ways. It was once the stomping ground for mobsters, artists, and musicians. The streets were alive with the sounds of jazz and the whispers of secret deals, but these days, well, it's complicated. The neighborhood has evolved, but not without its share of growing pains. Sure, it's got culture and some good eats. The community spirit here is palpable and the streets are filled with life. You can find some amazing Latin American food here, from authentic empanadas to killer Cuban sandwiches. The flavors are as diverse as the people who call this place home, but the crime stats will make you think twice before grabbing that late-night empanada. Safety is still a concern for many residents, and maybe skip the back alleys altogether. Some parts of East Harlem can be quite intimidating, especially after dark. It's a place of contrast, that's for sure. The juxtaposition of wealth and poverty is stark and ever-present. You've got beautiful brownstones next to boarded-up buildings, a visual reminder of the economic disparities that exist here. Lively street markets next to, well, let's just say you don't want to be caught in certain areas after dark. The vibrancy of the day gives way to a different kind of energy at night. East Harlem is a reminder that even in a city as glamorous as New York, there are still pockets of struggle and hardship. It's a neighborhood that tells a story of resilience and survival. Chapter 5, Jamaica Queens, more than just an airport, unfortunately. Next up, we're heading to Queens. But we're not checking out the Unisphere or the Mets. Nope, we're landing in Jamaica Queens. Now, if you've ever said, "I'm just here for the airport," Jamaica Queens heard you loud and clear, because honestly, that's about the only reason most people ever set foot here. Outside of JFK, the area's got a mix of everything, except, a reason to linger. It's like the city's dumping ground for noise, traffic, and questionable smells. We're talking traffic jams that would make a taxi driver cry, potholes that could swallow a smart car whole, and enough noise to make your ears bleed. Unless you're really into potholes and getting honked at while crossing the street, this might not be your vibe. Seriously, even the pigeons here look stressed out. So yeah, unless you've got a layover at JFK or you're a glutton for punishment, maybe give Jamaica Queens a miss. Chapter 6, Soundview, where the Bronx goes for a swim. Back to the Bronx we go. But this time we're hitting the waterfront. Don't get too excited about those sweet, sweet ocean breezes just yet though. We're talking Soundview. Soundview offers lovely waterfront views. If you can look past the broken benches and a few, entrepreneurial individuals. Let's just say it's not exactly where you'll want to practice your evening yoga. I'm talking about the kind of waterfront property where the only things swimming are probably shopping carts and discarded tires. The views are nice if you can ignore the faint scent of sewage and despair. It's the kind of place where you might find yourself wondering, how did I end up here? Followed quickly by, how do I get out of here? But hey, if you're looking for a place to film a gritty crime drama or maybe stage a zombie apocalypse movie, Soundview has got you covered. Just don't forget your tetanus shot. Now, we're heading to a neighborhood that's got a bit of a split personality, BedfordStuyvesant, or Bed-Stuy as the locals call it. Now hear me out, Bed-Stuy has its moments of charm. It's got beautiful brownstones, some cool bars and restaurants, and a vibrant art scene. But some blocks? Let's just say you'll appreciate the value of speed walking, and maybe invest in a good pair of running shoes. One wrong turn, and suddenly your GPS is saying, good luck. It's like stepping into another dimension where the rules of time and space no longer apply. So yeah, Bed-Stuy is a mixed bag. It's got its good points and its bad points. Like most of New York, it's all about knowing where to go and where to avoid. Alright, we're back in the Bronx, and this time we're going old school. We're diving deep into the heart of the South Bronx, a place that has a reputation that precedes it. We're talking about the South Bronx, a place that was once synonymous with urban decay and hardship. It's an area that has seen more than its fair share of struggles and challenges over the decades. Ah, the South Bronx, where gritty meets hold onto your purse. The streets tell stories of resilience and survival, but also of caution and vigilance. It's got history, sure, but it's also got an uncanny ability to make you wonder if you should have just stayed on the 6 train. The atmosphere is thick with a sense of past turmoil and present-day challenges. We're talking abandoned buildings that look like they've been through a war zone, standing as silent witnesses to the area's turbulent history. Streets where you swear you can still smell the smoke from the 70s, a time when the area was infamous for its fires and crime. And a vibe that screams, turn back now. It's a place that demands respect and caution from anyone who dares to explore its depths. It's a place that's seen its share of hard times, and those times have left an indelible mark on its landscape and its people. And it wears those scars on its sleeve, unapologetically showcasing its history for all to see. But it's also a place that's resilient, a community that refuses to be defined solely by its struggles, a place that's fighting to reinvent itself, with new developments and community projects aimed at revitalization. But let's be real, it's not exactly the safest place in the world. The dangers are real, and caution is always advised. So if you do decide to venture into the South Bronx, be prepared. Know where you're going and stay alert. Be smart, be aware of your surroundings, and always trust your instincts. And maybe leave the flashy jewelry at home. Sometimes blending in is the best way to stay safe. Let's head back to Queens for our penultimate stop on this tour of NYC's underbelly. This time, we're heading to the beach. Well, sort of. We're talking about Far Rockaway, a place that's as far from the glitz and glamour of Manhattan as you can get without leaving the city limits. The beach isn't the only thing that's sketchy here. Far Rockaway has potential, but it's buried under a layer of nope. It's like the city forgot about this place, and honestly, Far Rockaway seems perfectly fine with that. It's got that whole outcast vibe going on. If you're heading there, maybe stick to daylight hours, or better yet, a postcard. Seriously, you'll thank me later. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the #1 spot on our list of the worst places in New York City. And the winner is, drum roll please, Penn Station. Yes, the station. Not a neighborhood, you say? Listen, I've been to the depths of Staten Island and back, and let me tell you, nothing compares to the special kind of hell that is Penn Station. It's chaotic, crowded, and has a distinct, wet subway rat aroma. Seriously, they should bottle this smell and sell it as a deterrent. Pro tip, get in, get out, and never make eye contact. Because the second you do, you're liable to get sucked into some kind of Kafka-esque nightmare that you'll never escape from. Penn Station is basically the New York version of a haunted house, except the only thing jumping out is your train fare. So yeah, there you have it. The top 10 worst places in New York City. You're welcome. Well folks, there you have it, the underbelly of the Big Apple exposed. Thanks for watching Informed Tourist AI. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's free and helps support the channel. Now check out one of these videos if you want to learn more as an informed tourist. We've got more gritty guides, hilarious travel fails, and insider tips to make you the most informed traveler out there. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.